Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I have a mini story today. So, usually my routine, I usually take my son to school. And basically we were on the highway and just a regular routine, just like I usually do as far as taking my son to school. And mind you, he's about 5 years old now. So we're in the routine of just, doing mommy duties, getting him up, getting ready. I'm getting ready. We leave the house like we usually do, and then we get into the car and we're driving. So, I'm not thinking anything of it. I was in a fast lane and I was driving, and something like abruptly happened where, like, the car right in front of me was going at the regular speed, and then it suddenly that car stopped. And usually when that happens, it's like, okay, what's going on? Maybe somebody in front of them stopped because of an accident abruptly or something, but this was like kind of different. So before I knew it, I was slamming the brakes and I didn't realize like this person was really slamming the brakes in the middle of the highway. And I had to hurry up and slam the brakes at the same time, and I almost ran into that car. And I realized, once I realized, and I happened to pay attention after we stopped abruptly, I looked over to my left, and there was like a light pole that had fallen over. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? It's not windy outside. I mean, it is like snowing here, but and it's kind of like slushy outside too. But it's not windy. So that's why I was like, it's kind of weird seeing the light pole just like in the middle of the highway. And then I happened to look over even more, and it turns out that on the other lane on the other side, someone slipped off the highway and fell into the ditch right up to the metal piece coming to my side. Now they didn't go past the metal side, they didn't like break through that, but they hit it, they hit the that light pole pretty good to like have it come on our side of the highway. So I thought that was really surprising. But the key of what I'm saying is, if there's any of you that's on here that actually pray, like I'm a prayer warrior, and I actually like pray. Maybe not every day, like maybe I should, but actually last night, like I was praying, like in the middle of the night at midnight, and I was just praying for like about an hour, just interceding and praying for just different things, not for different things, but like certain things. And kid you not, today for some reason when that situation happened, it kind of like just reminded me of God's mercies every morning. And just an encouragement for anyone listening, like if you feel like your prayers are not being answered, or if you feel like um, you're wondering if prayer really works, or if you're not sure if when you pray to God and He hears you or not, He does hear you. And if any of those who, I don't know, any believers on here know what I'm talking about when you speak in tongues, even any of those who do speak in tongues, you may not realize what you're praying for, because you can't really understand it unless you ask the Lord to give you the gift of interpretation of tongues. But when you do pray in tongues, you might be praying for other people that you may not know, or you may be praying for other circumstances in the future that you're not aware of. And for some reason this morning I thought about that, and it kind of like triggered me to be like, whoa, remember that your prayer does have power. There's power in prayer. And don't ever think that when you pray it's not effective. I mean, there are certain prayers that you can pray to be more effective, but just know specifically, like, don't ever feel like your prayers aren't powerful, because they are. There's power in prayer. And I don't know, I don't know why I'm saying this, and I felt like I needed to, it's like out of the ordinary for me to like post stuff anyway, because I'm not really a person to be on social media as much as I used to be. So for me to say this, I really believe the Lord wants someone to hear this, to know like your prayers are not heard on deaf ears. Like before you even pray, the Lord actually hears your prayers before you even begin to pray. So don't ever feel like you praying is like it's not effective, because it is. And you may not see it right then and there, but you don't realize that that prayer could affect someone else and you don't even know who they are. So the guy, it turns out the guy that got into the accident, I actually seen him walk up to the front of his car and he was alive. So thank God for that. So all I'm gonna say is don't ever think that your prayers is ineffective, because you may, when you're praying in tongues, you may be praying for other people you don't even know, or you may be praying for circumstances like of protection that you don't even know. And it's not just for protection, it could be for other things, but that's just an example to give you encouragement for today that, yeah, I don't know, I just felt led to post. So hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and yeah, have a good one.